Good morning, everyone. For those of you that have seen a 10 minutes from myself before, it's going to be very much a similar theme. However, you'll hopefully see a company in a very different position to what it was a year ago when I gave our last presentation. For those of you that haven't seen a 10 minutes from myself before, it's very much I go down the direction of looking at where the company is currently, but where we also began and where we're going to in the future. What you can see here is our current situation with the lovely Lecky out on one of our contract sites. That's Preston Hall in Alresford. We recently took over the end of last year, looking after the 2.5 acres to the beautiful grounds of the equally beautiful, if not more beautiful, building. And this is where we're based now. So we're based in Gravesend and Sevenoaks, covering all of Kent, southeast of London, and Essex. We do a lot of large projects for Barking and Dagenham Council. My first ever office, which I've been over the moon to have. However, this is where it all began back in 2017. That's when I started out on my own. I sort of fell into, well, not really owning a business. I claimed it was a business, but it was very much me going around in that Fiesta with the mower you can see that I picked up in the sow at Wicks, going from garden to garden, gradually taking on more and more work. I came to B&I very early on. Quite literally, I, to quote, started my business and was introduced to B&I when I went to advertise in a magazine. And from there, going back in those days, this was when obviously we was all in the room and we had a nice breakfast together and actually got to see people and shake hands. That was back when it was £15 to visit, which for me back then was quite a den. And so you can only imagine what the membership fee was like. But it was only because being in that room, surrounded by people, having a good many people in the open network come up to me and just say, you need to join this. It will make your business and it will make you. And from there, it's been steady ever since, to the point now you see these are some of the works that we do and clearances and some of the sites. The really disgusting one is in Essex, which you'll see. And it's now got to a point where there's, or rather I have 4 people full-time, 4 people part-time, and then obviously myself in the office. So with the company, obviously started out as a sole trader, and then as a company we incorporated just over a year ago. And as I said, I've now finally got to a point, those of you that have known me for a while have known that I was battling to get off the tools, doing it all in the wrong ways, making loads of mistakes. However, luckily learning from those mistakes, or I'd like to think so, and getting to a point now where I've got a great team working for me, looking after some beautiful grounds and some beautiful gardens all across the area. Which now, being off the tools to a point where I am able to let the team crack on and smash out their duties, means that I can even focus on a little side project. So I host the Benevolent Business Podcast, a project with David Proud, the producer. The podcast, Benevolent Business, is all around discussing with business leaders and founders of very much purpose-driven companies. So we've talked to various owners and CEOs all around companies that are driven to improve the environment, to create a great working environment for employees, to do work within the community, all around putting purpose above profits and really having a positive impact with business practice. So please do check it out. It's on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So check it out, subscribe, and let me know what you think. But with that podcast, it's very much worked hand in hand with what I'm trying to do with Bloomfield Sustainable Solutions. So it's all around the ethos I have in my own company, putting across to the podcast and discussing with other business leaders and other business founders that have got that vision of want to move in that direction and have a business that makes an impact. It's very much guided me in the way that I do things, and it's helped me. It's pretty much a selfish reason, is just so I can learn from many other business owners, but I want to be able to put that message out and hopefully encourage other people to go down that sort of direction and maybe inspire them if they're either starting out in business or have a business or want to start a business. And it very much leads the work that we do at Bloomfield Sustainable Solutions. So I want to make sure I have a great, happy, healthy work environment for all my team. We've just joined the Kent and Medway Health and Wellbeing programs to make sure that it becomes a safer, happier place for all my guys, to make sure we're ticking all the boxes to make sure that it is a safe place for them and that they feel valued and they feel rewarded. Then further from that, we had the great luck last year of working on the community project in Maidstone Hospital, Hannah's Garden. So that was with JPS and Meridian Contractors and Go2 Engineering. So special shout out to Nathan for getting me involved on that project, because that was a lot of fun and really rewarding to see, especially at the end, to see how the garden all came together. And it was, amazing opportunity. And then in the company itself, in terms of how we work with the environment to try and be as eco-friendly as we can. So you'll see a lot of what we do now more so than ever. So obviously you know us all for looking after grounds and gardens, looking after trees, but we're moving a lot more into the direction of planting, in designing gardens. So this example here is one in Sevenoaks we planted, best of about 1,000 plants of some very well established plants. And even in the operations of how we do things, a lot of our tools, around about 80% of our tools are now battery powered, so they're zero emissions. And we also, as you know, have Lecky, the electric van. And that's all around what the vision is for the company and how we want to build, how we want to grow. It's about working with the environment, not against it, about creating a service that looks at how to look after a garden, how to look after a commercial ground, and see where the opportunities are to be as sustainable as we can to increase the ecological biodiversity and work with the space that we have, whether that's in repurposing and reusing the waste that we produce, which at the end of the day is a resource. It's not waste at all. And then in the practices and what else we can install. So for example, one thing we always try and encourage is putting wild meadows in spaces of large lawn and fields, as it's just creating a fantastic habitat for wildlife. And to give you a better idea of exactly what our mission is and our vision, check out the lovely animation from Darren at Blueprint.
We're a team of gardeners and tree surgeons offering grounds maintenance and garden care for all domestic and commercial premises. Our vision is to create a world that works with the environment, not against it. And with our help, your garden can become more sustainable, wildlife friendly, and environmentally conscious. We believe in communication, commitment, care, culture, and consistency, and these core values shape everything we do. Our mission is to educate and encourage the nation to become more sustainable and environmentally friendly. Whether it's by putting ourselves at the forefront of technological advancements with a push towards zero carbon tools and systems, or sharing our journey and the lessons we learn through blogs, videos, and social media. We keep education and sustainability at the heart of all that we do. We've laid our roots by providing an environmentally friendly grounds maintenance service. And through our growth and client support, we can learn and improve towards our goal of becoming a completely zero emissions company. So, we're a team of gardeners and tree surgeons offering grounds maintenance and garden care, but we're not just that. If your landscape is in doom, call us to make it bloom.
So that's an idea of the company that we or I want to build, and it's something that I want to get to a point where there are thousands of people in the team all across the country, up and down, travelling in bright yellow vans, bright yellow polos, doing some great work, benefiting the environment, and really pushing our vision and encouraging our mission on, I suppose, onto as many people as possible. And obviously to achieve that, it is going to involve recruiting a lot of people.
We're not just looking for a worker bee, but someone who's genuinely passionate about gardening, someone who cares about nature, and someone who's driven to improve their environment. These are the values we hold at Bloomfield Sustainable Solutions. We provide a career pathway, helping you increase your skills and knowledge with a team of like-minded people. Encouraging creativity towards the gardens and grounds we care for, helping our mission to educate and encourage the nation to become more sustainable and environmentally friendly. If that all sounds like you, get in touch today.